welcome back at long last to Mass Effect after about a month-long hiatus. Let's see. Last time we dealt with the AI, the rogue AVI on Luna, and now we're gonna keep going. Last time, let's see here. The logs for the freighter on Pharos showed large deliveries being made to a system in the Voyager cluster. The strange thing is, there's nothing out that way that would warrant such a demand for supplies. Let's see what else. There's also the missing Marines we found. I think it's high time we return to the Citadel, honestly. See what that Asari wants and deliver the fate of Kahoot's squad to him. I do apologize that it's taken so long for me to do this again. Due to circumstances, I decided to put this series on hiatus until I got my own personal life sorted. But that's all done and dealt with. Doesn't really matter who I bring.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere.
Good.
Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
Perfect. Hold up a minute.
10 hut.
At ease. Rear Admiral Mihailovic, 5th Fleet.
Commander Shepard, SSV Normandy.
You don't know who I am, do you, Commander? I command the 63rd Scout Flotilla. You and the Normandy were slated for my unit after shakedown.
Oh.
And the Council got their paws, claws, tentacles, whatever. They got them on our ship, and you.
I still serve the Alliance, sir. As a Spectre, I can advance our interests to the Council.
You still know what color your blood is, Shepard?
Yes.
I don't begrudge the
Would you like me to
politician's decision to
demonstrate?
throw you to the Council. It's an opportunity. I do begrudge this over-designed piece of tin, though.
This ship has saved our lives a dozen times over.
An exaggeration. I've read your reports. This experiment diverted billions from our appropriations bills. For the same price, we could have had a heavy cruiser. But no, we had to make nice to the Turians, throw money at a co-developed boondoggle. I'm here to make an inspection, Commander. Normandy is an Alliance warship. I intend to see she's up to snuff.
We'd be honored to show her to you, Admiral.
I'll just bet. Wait here. I won't be long. Commander, I'm not happy.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir.
Who designed that CIC? Putting the commander aft of everyone else is inefficient. What if he needs to discuss with the operators toward the bow?
Modified Turian style. They prefer commanders looking over their subordinates rather than in the middle of them. We wanted to see how effectively they can command with that setup.
Reasonable goal, but they should have studied that in a lab rather than on a frontline warship.
They probably
I
did.
had to shake my head at that drive core of yours. 120 billion credits of element 0 to make this thing able to move without giving itself away. You realize we could make drive cores for 12,000 fighters with that money? What good is it to hide for a few hours anyway? Useless.
We can loiter in an enemy system and monitor traffic or drop infiltration teams on enemy worlds. Normandy could be more effective than the Solarian STG.
Maybe. But that's not the job of a proper warship. We're supposed to find and kill the enemy
She's
fleet,
a frigate,
not count
sir.
how many times their garrison goes to the bathroom. And we need to talk about your crew, Commander. Krogan? Turians? What are you thinking, Commander? You can't allow alien nationals free access to Alliance equipment?
Between Saren and the Geth, we have enough enemies out here. Treating other species with suspicion and distrust won't win hearts and minds.
That assumes the hearts and minds are worth winning. That hasn't been proven yet. You have anything else to say, Commander? Any other justifications for the state of this vessel?
I think Normandy is a good ship, sir. Even if you disagree, you have to see that her joint construction and multiracial crew make the Alliance look better.
Your job is to look good, Commander. The Alliance navies is to win wars. I'm not convinced Normandy isn't a waste of taxpayer money, but I am convinced that you believe otherwise, and that you'll use it to its best ability. I'll be submitting a report to the Joint Military Council. It will not be as negative as I planned.
Glad to hear
Good
it.
hunting, Commander Shepard. Make us proud.
Oh, I plan on that, sir. If you have Liara with you on your ship at the time, he'll question the presence of an Asari on board as well.
After years of poor economic performance, ExoGeni has announced that its research colony on Pharos is finally returning a profit. New discoveries and a dedicated colonization effort have finally paid off for ExoGeni. ExoGeni's stock rose sharply with the announcement, with investors pleased at this surprising news.
Alright, let's move on.
Commander Shepard?
Yes?
Khaleesa been seen in Al-Jalani, Westerland News. Would you answer a few questions for our viewers?
What sort of questions?
People back home have heard a lot of wild stories about you, Commander. I can give you the chance to set the record straight. What do you say?
So long as you understand that I may not be able to answer all questions.
I'm sure our viewers will understand.
What's that supposed to mean?
Humans have been trying to get the respect of the galactic community for 26 years. With that in mind, what are your feelings on being the first human Spectre?
The Spectres represent the best of every species in the galaxy. To be asked to join them is an honor.
Some have said your appointment is the Citadel throwing humans a bone. Have you encountered any situations where the Citadel asked you to place its needs before the needs of Earth?
I think they know not to ask me to work against my own people.
I think our viewers will be glad to hear that, Commander. You've been given command of an advanced human warship for your missions. Is there anything you'd like to say about it?
Actually, the Normandy was co-developed by human and Turian engineers. Its design incorporates many innovations, all of which are classified, I'm afraid.
So the Turians have knowledge of the Normandy that is being kept secret from the Alliance public? Do you think it was appropriate to hand Earth's most advanced warship over to the Citadel?
I wasn't aware it had been handed over to anyone. I'm in command, and last I checked, I'm human. Same goes for my crew.
Human, yes, but you do work for the Citadel now, Commander. One last question, Commander. Rumors back home say you're tracking a rogue Spectre named Saren. Do you have any comment on that?
And for a long time, the Council sat on their hands with regard to Saren. I have to wonder where their thumbs were.
Strong words. It's a good time for strong words. Good luck in your mission. Thank you for your time, Commander Shepard.
No problem. Never actually did that legit before. I always ended up punching the reporter, but it's nice to not do that every once in a while. Alright, Presidium first.
Presidium technicians are struggling to understand why a computer system catastrophically overloaded recently. Technicians are reportedly unsure of what caused the malfunction, or even what the system was originally designed to do.
Wasn't me.
CSEC is investigating the possible vandalism or misuse of public property.
where's the Dantius again? Embassy Lounge. Alright. Oh. This way. Dantius. Dantius. Sana Dantius. This better be worth the trip back here. It's like Admiral Mikhailovic said, it's like what, 120,000 credits, 1.2 million credits every time we use that drive. So that's the investment we put into it. It's this way, I think. Yes. Okay, what do you want?
Commander Shepard, I am Nasana Dantius. I see you got my message.
Yeah, why couldn't you just tell me what you wanted in that message?
You said you had a job offer.
I do. My sister Dahlia is a crewman on a cargo vessel operating out beyond the fringes of the Traverse. Her ship was attacked by privateers. There were no reported survivors.
You want me to hunt down the people who killed her?
This is where it gets complicated. Last week, I received a message with her voice on it. Dahlia is alive. The rest of the crew was killed, but she was taken prisoner. The slavers demanded a huge ransom from me in exchange for returning her unharmed.
Why didn't the raiders kill Dahlia along with everyone else?
My sister probably told them who she was. My family's very wealthy, Shepard. They must have realized she was worth more to them alive.
Coming up with the ransom seems like the best way to ensure Dahlia's safety.
That's what I thought. I did what they wanted, transferred the funds to the account they specified. Only they never released her. They haven't contacted me since. I've made a terrible mistake, Shepard. I'm a diplomatic emissary. By law, I'm required to report any attempted extortion to CSEC immediately.
And you didn't do that.
But I was afraid for Dahlia, so I just paid the ransom. Now she's still missing. And if anyone finds out what I did, I could end up in jail.
Why would they put you in jail? You're the victim here.
Government representatives on the Citadel are not allowed to negotiate with terrorists. It's too dangerous. Paying a ransom would only encourage more kidnappings. I support the law in theory, but when I got the message, all I could think about was Dahlia's safety. I doubt they would actually send me to prison for what I did, but they would strip me of my post, and Dahlia would still be in the hands of the slavers.
So you want me to kill the slavers?
You want me to find her and bring her back?
You only need to bring her back. I've already found her for you. I tracked the ransom payment through several accounts. Eventually, it led to a small mercenary band operating out of the Artemis Tau cluster. I need you to go to the Merc base, take them out, and bring my sister back. You shall be well rewarded.
Anything you can tell me about the mercs who have your sister?
Pretty much what you'd expect. Rough, dangerous, and well-armed. Nothing a Spectre cannot handle, though.
Okay. I mean, I'm trusting you here.
Can't you
I
hire
guess.
someone else to do this?
I do not want to take chances with my sister's life. I need a Spectre. Besides, you operate outside official channels. My superiors cannot find out I never reported the ransom in the first place.
How'd you find out who was behind the ransom?
I have resources. Contacts and credits can go a long way, especially if you're willing to bend the rules. I already broke the law when I paid the ransom. This couldn't make things any worse.
Don't worry. I'll bring your sister back.
Thank you, Shepard.
Something doesn't
I
quite
knew
add up
you were
here,
the right
but
woman for
okay.
the job. Come back and see me when the job is done.
Very well. Okay, now let's go find Kahoku and tell him about that unfortunate visit. Wrong way. I think for this we're gonna use the rapid transit. So I need to go down to the wards anyway. At least I think I do. There you are, Kahoku.
No, I'm waiting to speak with one of the counselor's assistants. Commander, any word on my missing men?
I'm not sure how to tell you this, Admiral. Your men were killed by a thresher maw.
A thresher maw? That's not... My men wouldn't just stumble into a thresher nest. Not the entire unit.
Somebody lured them there with an Alliance distress beacon. Placed it perfectly so they'd land right beside the thresher nest.
Damn it. I had a bad feeling about this ever since my team disappeared. An Alliance beacon used as bait, my unit wiped out, and nobody seems to know anything about it. Commander, I appreciate what you did. Now I need to do my part. The families of those Marines deserve to know why they died.
Anything you need from me?
Not right now, Shepard, but I'll let you know as soon as I find something out.
Very well. Let's see, that is complete. And we're now waiting to hear from Kahoku. Let's see, so she's actually in the Sana's sister is in the Artemis Tau cluster, which is where we need to go next in the main story. I just auto-leveled Shepard, didn't I? That's okay. Kind of on autopilot a bit tonight, folks.
First time I was here, I dropped a bundle in the casino. Got so mad I put my fist through one of the machines.
Oops. There's actually some other stuff going on down here. And I do believe Emily Wong is supposed to be around still. Either Emily Wong or Conrad Werner, but I don't know where they are now. I think I remember where Werner might be. Gonna go see if he's there. Let's see, do you have anything more to say?
It's a bank statement. It shows that I bought something from you, and I bought it.
Well, thank you for buying it from me, but this still doesn't prove that you purchased that item from my store.
But I didn't buy anything else here.
How do I know that? If you don't have the proof of purchase, I can't help you.
But...
Sorry.
Poor guy.
Hey, Commander Shepard, it's me, Conrad Werner. Remember me? There are rumors on the extranet that you've been made the first human Spectre. That's incredible.
Being a Spectre is a big responsibility. I just want to make humanity proud.
The vids are all talking about Commander Shepard fighting for all of us back home. And your grace and skill have inspired a whole legion of admirers, too. Hey, can I get your picture?
Okay.
I don't have a problem with it, but why?
Are you kidding? Nobody will believe that I talked with the beautiful Commander Shepard unless I get a picture. Just hold up your gun. Perfect. Thanks again, Commander. I'm gonna hang this in my living room. My wife will love it.
Starting to doubt if you even have a wife. Alright, let's go back to the Normandy. We done what we came here to do.
Celebrations are being planned for the anniversary of the end of the Rachni Wars. Many Council worlds, particularly Asari and Solarian colonies, will hold victory parades to commemorate the defeat of the invading Rachni. In a rare admission of debt, several Asari colonies have invited Krogans to be honored for the victories the uplifted Krogans made possible.
That's a rather unique olive branch to extend them. So there was a log we received on
Stand
Pharos
by,
concerning
shore party.
the Voyager
Decontamination
cluster.
in progress.
And that's going to be our next destination.
Logged. The commanding officer is aboard. XO Presley stands relieved.
I'm sure he is. Alright.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Commander, Miss Al-Jalani's story on you just aired. She shouldn't have ambushed you like that, but you handled it pretty well.
We had differences of opinion, sir. I hope she at least believed my sincerity.
You handled yourself pretty well, Commander. She came across like a raving idiot. There is one other matter, however. The Citadel has been trying to play down Saren going rogue. It makes the Spectres look bad. Your mention of him was politically inconvenient.
I wasn't aware of that. I won't discuss him again, sir.
I'd appreciate that, Commander. I won't keep you any longer. Fifth Fleet out.
Oops. Actually, I think there was something on the Citadel that I missed. So we're actually gonna go back. Sorry, guys. Because, if you remember, we picked our background at the beginning of the game, and there's a side quest in the Citadel that is dependent on that background. I just don't remember if this is the point in the game where that actually comes into play.
Equalizing interior pressure with
We're taking a
exterior
different road this
atmosphere.
time.
Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. XO Presley has the deck.
Alright, if I remember correctly, I don't remember where they're gonna be, but...
The Normandy combines the best of Alliance technology and Turian engineering. It shows what we're capable of if we work together.
Quarians aren't too popular with Citadel security. They think we're all beggars and thieves. When I first arrived on the Citadel, I spent nearly 3 hours being questioned by the officers here before they would let me enter the wards.
That's a bit unreasonable for them to do that to you, Tali.
Reporter Kalisa Al-Jalani recently attempted to land an interview with Commander Shepard, the first human Spectre. Commander Shepard answered difficult questions, demonstrating that under that military uniform is a keen diplomatic mind. We'll have exclusive footage later today.
Yes. So we'll take care of these remaining Citadel bits. There's this little rapid transit. Wards access. There's the button. There's the button.
In a further development in the Eden Prime investigation, the Council has reportedly revoked the Spectre status of one of its operatives. While the unnamed operative has not yet been apprehended, the Council spokesman confirmed that corrective actions had been taken.
That elevator version of the main theme.
Hey, you're that Shepard kid.
Yeah?
Hey, been a long time, huh?
I'm sorry, do we know each other?
I guess you don't remember me. Lieutenant Zabaleta? I worked with your mother.
Uh-huh.
We served on the carrier Einstein. Well, that was 12, 13 years back, though. You were just a kid then.
I guess you're not in the service anymore, huh?
You're retired, yeah. You know how it is. Times are tough for vets. They always are.
Sorry, I don't remember you.
Hey, call your mom up and ask. She'd remember old Zabaleta. She'd vouch for me. Look, I need a favor. I'm kind of short of money these days. I hate hitting you up for money, but a man's gotta eat, right? So, could you spare something? Maybe 20 credits.
20 isn't enough to get you back on your feet, is it?
No. I'll just get a meal. You know.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
You're a good kid, you know that? Thanks. You ever want to come by and talk, I'll be here. Huh? Can't afford a ticket home, right?
Okay. I'm actually gonna go back into the wards and go back to the tower, because I believe Emily Wong is waiting for us there.
After years of poor economic performance, ExoGeni has announced that its research colony on Pharos is finally returning a profit.
Hey Mega Jetty, yes it has been.
Discoveries and a dedicated colonization effort have finally paid off for ExoGeni. ExoGeni's stock rose sharply with the announcement, with investors pleased at this surprising news.
How have you been, Jetty? Okay, good. The game didn't crash on me. Friggin' elevator music, earworm. Ugh. Now where's that rapid transit? I'll just use the one by Flux. Not saying I have the layout of this Citadel memorized. Maybe I do, actually, now that I think about it. Most of it, anyway. Citadel Tower. Oh, there you are.
Hello again, Commander. I've got a proposition for you. Since you helped me get information on the crime syndicate, I've gotten a lot more backing from my publishers.
Good.
I'm investigating traffic controller conditions now, and I wondered if you could help.
That seems like a step down from wide-scale corruption.
Actually, in a way, it's more important. This isn't about people getting rich. This is about safety. I've heard rumors that the space traffic controllers are overworked to a dangerous degree. I can't get into the control room, but you could. If you planted a bug inside, I could crack the story.
You got financially hurt, but you're doing okay. That's good, I'm glad to hear it. I've been okay. I've just been busy with work and stuff, and then something happened that made me lose motivation to stream anything for a while.
If you crack this story, what's likely to happen?
I'm getting back into it.
Ideally, there will be calls to improve working conditions by hiring more controllers and upgrading systems. The Council won't pay for improvements voluntarily. This story will provide that pressure.
What will this bug allow you to pick up?
Just audio and video. I'm not trying to tap into the traffic control system if that's what you're worried about. I just need to hear and see them in order to correlate their activity with traffic efficiency.
Everyone knows space traffic controllers are overworked. How is this news?
There's a difference between overworked and dangerous. Traffic at the Citadel has increased by 300% in the last century, but traffic controller resources haven't kept up.
That
we
is
already
pretty bad.
have several last-minute wave-offs per week. Do we have to wait for a full-blown disaster?
Sounds like it.
This bug you want me to plant, could it interfere with traffic signals?
Absolutely not. I made certain that the frequencies it uses won't interfere with anything.
I can't promise anything, but I'll see what I can do. Give me the bug.
Excellent. Just place it on a terminal with a good view of the area. Thanks again for your help. In the long run, this story is going to save lives.
Unfortunately, I know exactly where to put this bug. So this is not going to take too long at all, and we'll soon be back out in the galaxy. And hello there, General Kenobi. I think if I go to the med clinic, that's the closest spot. You understand that COVID gave you more time to work and make more money, but accustomed to your personal time. You only just managed to start streaming GTA San Andreas. That's good. And that's nice. And I hope that series is going well. I'll have to stop by and check that out. Grand Theft Auto isn't my thing personally, but I've heard other people say it's fun, and I believe it. Presidium. Where's the traffic control? Low rewards, Presidium. This is the markets. Oh man, well, TJ, G-Fan, I'll show you. I am mostly Paragon with a dash of Renegade. Paragade, as it were. But I am probably going to be mostly Paragon through this series. Alright, we'll be going to the ship and then back here to deal with, yeah, I don't think this is the right way to go. Deal with that friend who says that he knows, Shepard's mom, Hannah Shepard. Wait. Traffic control. It's in CSEC. Okay. Sorry, had a brain fart. I say things about GTA, but San Andreas is the best of the franchise. Even if the simplest missions are aggravating. I'm not sure what you mean by the simplest. I don't know how the simplest missions can be aggravating, but I guess if it's anything like Saints Row, some of the missions that sound straightforward in principle are less so in execution. Actually, what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go back to the Normandy to contact Shepard's mom. We'll get this whole family friend issue sorted out.
In light of the recent attack on Eden Prime, many colonial investors are pulling their support for future projects. Proponents of expanded human colonization insist that Eden Prime was an isolated case. Nevertheless, colonist enrollment has dropped sharply.
Who can blame them?
Many colonial proposals are on hold until backers have some reassurance that human colonies will be adequately protected.
Yeah. Paragon with a dash of Renegade, and I'm actually also doing a Renegade run-through as male Shepard, but that is not the purpose of this particular playthrough of the trilogy. This playthrough is my quote-unquote headcanon Shepard. That being said, my actual headcanon Shepard mixes and matches some of the backgrounds and psych profiles.
Stand by,
Mostly.
shore party. Decontamination in progress. Logged. The commanding officer is aboard. XO Presley stands relieved.
Took him that long to use the bathroom, huh? No wonder he's relieved. Okay, I'm done with the bad jokes.
Computer, give me a real-time connection to the Dreadnought Kilimanjaro. I want to speak to my mother, XO Shepard.
Shepard speak. Oh, hi. I don't have time for a personal call right now. I'm on duty.
It's alright, I just had a question. Do you remember a Lieutenant Zabaleta from the Einstein?
Ernesto? Have you heard from him? He was one of the Marines who guarded the CIC. We shared a watch. I lost track of him after there was an incident.
What do you mean in a simple mission where you chase someone, either my car tips over and explodes and they get away? Oh, yeah, I remember some similar stuff like that from Saints Row. I feel your pain, dude.
I've seen him here on the Citadel. Looks like he's had some hard times.
I don't doubt it. You remember the Batarian raid on Mindwar in 2170? You were in high school. The Einstein's task group responded to the Mayday. The Batarians were still pulling out when the Marines hit groundside. Zabaleta was one of the first down. He was never quite the same after.
Jennifer Hale is your preferred voice actor for Shepard. Mine too. She's awesome and she's awesome in everything that she's in.
I don't understand. What happened down there?
About every abomination that a sentient being can do to another. To a slaver, a person is just another animal. And humans aren't always liked out here. We heard about corralling, culling. They'd shoot those they couldn't use, implant control devices in the skulls of those they could, without anesthetic.
He has post-traumatic stress because of what he saw?
He tried to keep working, but it rode him. He showed up drunk on duty more and more. We couldn't always cover for him.
Oof.
The Alliance discharged him. Everyone knew he drank because of what he'd seen down there, even if he never talked about it. Especially because he never talked about it.
For it to have affected him that deeply, he must have been a very sensitive man.
He was. Always in laughter and tears. If you see him, tell him we still worry about him. Tell him to go to the Veterans Affairs office. I have to go. But take care of yourself. You're making us proud. Kilimanjaro out.
So now he's down on his luck and he's gotta beg for money, pretty much. That sucks. Well, maybe we can convince him to go to the VA and get some help.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere.
Yeah, just let me through.
Logged. The
Thank
commanding officer is ashore. XO Presley has the deck.
Mass Effect 2 is your favorite? I liked all of the games equally, even Andromeda. I don't necessarily have a favorite out of all of them, honestly.
The Quarians endangered the entire galaxy when they let the Geth break free. I hope your people are properly contrite, Tali.
As the Turians are properly contrite for releasing the genophage upon the Krogan.
You're assuming that sterilizing them was a mistake.
Ooh. Some tensions there. So you did Colonist and War Hero. For this, she is I believe she's a Spacer and a War Hero. Let's see. Yep, Spacer and War Hero. And my male shepherd was a Colonist and Ruthless. Let's see, CSAC, let's go plant that bug. I think this is the right way. Yes, it is. And I think Colonist Ruthless really makes sense, given, like, your parents were killed. Of course Shepard will go on that rampage. Inconspicuous location. If you say so. And now we get to go back to the Citadel Tower and speak to Emily, but of course first... Actually, no, we'll do that. And then we'll go deal with the family friend. Tally sounds like Devora Mortal Kombat 10 and 11. Well, Tally's voice actor is Liz Shruka. She might have voiced some of those characters in Mortal Kombat. And then... Mass Effect 1 is your wife's favorite game. Nice. All
I'm
three.
already getting
You guys
readings.
never played Andromeda.
This is gonna make a great story. Thank you so much for your help. Here, this is everything I've got from my publisher's budget.
It was no problem. Good luck with your story. It deserves to be heard.
I appreciate your support. I hope this will save some lives in the long run. Thanks again for your help. I'm going to show this to my publisher.
That's fair. I like it. It's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be. It's not Mass Effect 4. It was a spin-off, and I feel like it should get another shot. It should, like, just because, like, what, the facial animations were weird in the beginning. Facial animations do not a bad game make.
An official statement regarding their missing survey team in the Hades Gamma Cluster. According to the statement, the remains of the survey team were discovered not far from their abandoned research camp. There were no survivors. It is believed the researchers were the victims of a random attack by raiders or mercenaries. Names will be released after next of kin are notified.
Devora was voiced by Kelly Hugh. It must be the voice alteration that makes them sound similar. Yeah, that could be. And one more point about Andromeda. It wasn't a bad game. She missed being Shepard, that's fair, I guess, but...
How are you liking your posting at the Academy?
Again, like...
I can't believe how
it was different. Like, we knew going in it wasn't going to be Mass Effect 4, it wasn't going to feature Shepard or anything like that. It was going to be in a whole different galaxy. And there's a lot of intrigue that the story leaves behind that I want to see what happens next. I want to see more with hopefully a better focus on its protagonist and a better focus on answering those mysteries that are still present.
Damn, I forgot that was today. Where's he going again?
It felt like
Apparently,
it felt like a good it felt like a good season of Stargate Atlantis.
Yeah, I wouldn't go, but I guess.
And I like Stargate Atlantis, and I'll always be sad that we never got that season 6 or season 7 or that Atlantis movie we were supposed to get before the Stargate universe got canned.
Hey, back again, huh? I don't suppose you got any credits to spare.
I spoke to my mother. She told me about what happened on Mindoir.
Oh, did she? I wonder. People tied like prize hogs, locked in cages, clawing and screaming as they're loaded in cargo pods.
They are making another Mass Effect. That is pretty much confirmed.
Had us pinned. Dozens died trying to
As far as the
all we could do
trilogy
was watch
remaster,
as
that
they
I don't
hauled
know.
people away. I've been looking for 13 years for something to make that sight go away. What have you got, huh?
Although, for the record, I will say, I feel like the only game out of the original trilogy that needs a remaster is this one. 2 and 3 are fine as they are.
I'm not gonna give you money to drink yourself to death. You need to stop this.
If you don't have a better option, just give me 20 credits. A good bottle of whiskey. Enough to stop the dreams.
My mother said to go to the Veterans Affairs office. You're not the only one who's seen that brand of hell. They can help.
The VAO? God. All right. If she wants me to go talk to someone, fine, I'll do it. For her. She always stuck up for me. She always was naive. All the VAO does is pump you full of chemicals. If she wants to talk, tell her she can reach me through the Citadel VAO.
If you feel lucky, we should visit the casino over in Flux.
No, Garrus, we're going back to the Normandy. No gambling for you.
I'd love to see what the Normandy can do in a fight.
How so? The Normandy is built for stealth, not combat.
But the stealth drive adds a new tactical level to space combat as we know it. Surprise attacks, undetected flanking maneuvers.
If it comes to a fight, I'd prefer a flotilla ship. It's easier to trust what you've worked on yourself.
I don't know, I'm with Garrus on this one. All the completed missions in the game have references and returning cameos for the next two. Yes, it was. And it really reinforced the fact that the choices you make in all of the games matter throughout the series. Even Andromeda has references to the previous games. Yeah, you're such a big, stupid jellyfish. Alright, let's actually get out there. I believe I said that the Voyager cluster would be our next destination.
Coming up in a report later today, Emily Wong investigates corruption on the Citadel and uncovers a full-blown crime syndicate.
Wait a minute. Okay, I did complete that. What harm could there be in talking to him? Yeah. They did. Alright everybody, let's get out there and make a difference. Yep. Oh my god, the elevators are so slow. They really aren't that bad. I don't know why people exaggerate that crap. Maybe they were longer on the 360 version, I don't know. Never played that version as a game. Ah. There we go. Just another... Oh.
Combat. A mass accelerator propels a solid metal slug using precisely controlled electromagnetic attraction and repulsion. The slug is designed to squash or shatter on impact, increasing the energy it transfers to the target. If this were not the case, it would simply punch a hole right through, doing minimal damage. Accelerator design was revolutionized by Element Zero. A slug lightened by a mass effect field can be accelerated to greater speeds, permitting projectile velocities that were previously unattainable. If accelerated to a high enough velocity, a simple paint chip can impact with the same destructive force as a nuclear weapon. However, mass accelerators produce recoil equal to their impact energy. This is mitigated somewhat by the mass effect fields that rounds are suspended within. But weapon recoil is still the prime limiting factor on slug velocity.
That paint-chipped nuclear weapon impact scenario is very situational. Like, let's say you're firing that thing from space and it accelerates through space for a couple of light years and hits a planet.
Stand
and it's
by,
gonna keep
short
that constant
Decontamination
acceleration because no friction in
Log.
space.
The commanding officer is aboard.
So
XO Presley stands relieved.
should it? Oh yeah, he did. I need to replay Rogue Squadron. So like, if that paint chip were to like let's say, get fired from Earth and end up somewhere in the Artemis Tau cluster, if it hit a planet, then yes, it would most certainly impact with nuclear force. Minor spoiler for the next game, but Sir Isaac Newton is the deadliest son of a bitch in space. I think it was the Amazon system in the Voyager cluster. I'll check the log once we get there.
Incoming signal from 5th Fleet HQ on the Citadel.
Commander Shepard, something uncomfortable has just come up.
Oh?
In the First Contact War, we fired a lot of espionage probes into Turian space. We just received a mission complete burst from one of them.
Where's it been in the meantime?
No idea. Lost in transit. These probes were built in a hurry after First Contact.
What makes this uncomfortable?
When these probes were launched, we didn't have any idea who we were fighting. We didn't want to risk aliens examining our technology. The probe has a demo nuke built in. A 20-kiloton tactical fusion warhead. About equal to the bomb dropped on Hiroshima back in the 20th. If somebody finds that probe, tampers with it, you don't need me to finish, Commander.
It's kind of an excessive self-destruct mechanism. You couldn't just have it fry its database or whatever. You had to attach a nuke to it.
Just because I saved Eden Prime doesn't make me an expert on nuclear munitions.
I know. I wouldn't ask if it wasn't important. These probes have been classified for 26 years. The Council will call fusion bomb booby traps dangerous and irresponsible. The Alliance would face censure if they find this probe.
Huh.
I'm asking you because the Normandy can get on site quickly and quietly. It's in the Voyager cluster.
It's in the Voyager cluster. That's the opposite side of the Alliance from Turian space. How did it get there?
I don't know. It's possible someone recovered it safely and brought it there. It's also possible it got very badly lost. It could have been wandering the relay network since the war.
We'll get on it immediately, Admiral. And we'll be discreet.
I appreciate that, Commander. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Fifth Fleet out.
Ghosts of the past. Alright, I'm gonna do my customary survey of the system. That way if I ever forget, because Mass Effect 1 doesn't have that percent counter, which planets I survey, well, it's an easy measure for me to be like, oh, I've been here before. Found ourselves a Turian insignia from the Quadim outpost. Nitrogen, very nice. Alright, and I do believe that's everything. Adbinium? I don't know how you pronounce it. Small terrestrial world with an extremely thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and krypton. Though the planet has sufficient mass to maintain a much thicker atmosphere, much of it has been blasted away. The red giant Amazon is a long-period variable star, currently at the nadir of a 16-year cycle. At peak, its energy output doubles, latching Adbinium with intense heat and radiation. The crust is mainly composed of aluminum with deposits of tin. Much of the surface is coated with fine silica dust, which easily penetrates the smallest cracks to foul machinery. Could be a decent mining world, I guess. Let's see. We'll need a bomb disposal expert for this one, so let's take Callie. And I don't know what we're gonna run into down there, so we should probably bring the muscle too. as before, let's go check out our anomaly before we head on to the main mission here. Vroom vroom. The Nomad might handle better and drive better, but the Mako has this. And the Hammerhead just kinda sucks. Don't ask me why I'm doing that. I just feel like it. Threshermaw? No Threshermaw. Okay. I am suspicious of any flat terrain in this game because of the fucking Threshermaws.
Gotta go?
Yep. Oh, darn it. There we go. Turned insignia. This body is a long way from anything it appears to have been here for quite some time. On the body is a book of drawings, including one of the Siglar outpost insignia. Yep, he's definitely dead. Alright, let's go disarm that bomb. Hey, you can see our, oh no, that's not it. Survey truck. A little settlement. Or at least a tent. Some kind of a... It would come all the way out here, though. Come on. You can do it. There you go. It's like approaching a ring system in Elite. Dangerous. Oh dear. Huh. There we go.
On my way.
Just in case.
The signal's coming from a mine?
This smells.
I agree. The probe did not crash. Someone moved it here.
They may not know what they have. Let's find it before they set it off.
Right.
They might know exactly what they have, but... This could be a trap, but I don't see we have any other choice but to walk into it.
Let's go.
Everything's set up here. Looks like they had a full-scale mining operation going, but where are the miners? Where are the administrators? Where's anyone even? There's the probe. What was that?
That was a detonator. Someone just screwed us.
Shepard, at last.
You have me at a disadvantage.
You don't remember me. No matter. I remember you. I never forget anyone I fought. My name is Ilanos Halliot. I doubt you know it. Who do you think runs the Terminus clan, Shepard, huh? Thousands of pirates, slavers, criminals of every stripe?
In most criminal organizations, it's the one who's recognized as the most successful.
That's correct. The one who kills the most men, seizes the most ships, pillages the most colonies. 3 years ago, I was the strongest. I used my influence to assemble a fleet. We would drive your kind out of the Verge.
You're the one behind the attack on Elysium.
I was the motivator, the instigator, the one who promised glory and riches for sacking the largest human colony in the cluster. The one blamed when it failed. Failed because of you. Your damnable holding action.
My crew will come for me.
Let them. We'll be ready. An Alliance warship would make a fine prize. Oh, and if you haven't noticed, the ores here are laced with heavy metals. I'm afraid your suit radios aren't powerful enough to transmit out.
We'll find a way out of here.
I rather doubt that. Goodbye, Shepard.
What do we do now, Shepard?
We've got air and light and the Normandy's still in orbit. Let's look for another way out.
There's no time to get out yet to disable the bomb. 10 seconds? Good thing time kinda freezes when you're doing this. Override hardpoint using it on gel, yeah, no. Bomb disabled. We can't rest on our laurels just yet. We still have to deal with Halliot. He's no Shizor, that's for sure. Looks like a back way out. There's the make it up, there's the welcoming party. This really is a terrible position to do combat from unless, like, you're a sniper, which I am not. So, I'm actually going to get sniped and die. Okay. Good thing I saved. I wonder. No. Maybe I can just not attract attention, kind of go the long way around and make a rush for the Mako. See, just nice and easy. Hopefully no one will spot me as I'm doing this. Gotta give Shizor credit. While Java put Leia her best outfit, Shizor almost made her less faithful to Han. Yeah, that he did. And I'm actually reading through Shadows of the Empire again right now. Alright, looks like they haven't spotted us. And...
I smell trouble!
Surprise! Oh, look, a Krogan. That's cute. There you are. Where did Halliot go?
Heading to position.
I'll settle this with you personally. Oh. Or Rex will do it for me. Halliot went through a lot of trouble to draw you here. A pity it ended like this, for him at least. Now you're above ground, your suit radio has re-established communication with the Normandy. Time to get the hell out of here. Indeed, wall of text. That was a bit anticlimactic. I was gonna throw him and everything. Oh well. Actually, hold up a minute. Ooh. Heavy armor for humans. Let's see. I can't wear heavy armor, but Rex, let's see. There isn't any Quarian armor for Tally. Rex can wear this, but it's worse than what's already on him, so I'm not going to give it to him. Let's see, for our next stop, let's go to the Artemis Tau cluster. Before we do any of that, it's time for our customary talk with the crew. Just in case, they might have some new stuff to say, and I know that Rex, Garrus, and Tally have their own personal missions. That will actually get you a lot of respect from them, and will help you a lot in Mass Effects 2 and 3.
Do you have some time to talk now, Commander?
Let's hear it, Lieutenant. I'm always open to my officers.
We've played it pretty close to the book so far, but we're a long way from backup. We've got some tough calls to make. I'm just saying, try to leave yourself a way out. I've seen what cutting corners can do, and I'd hate to have that happen to you, Shepard. Commander.
It's a personal observation, Caden?
Maybe that's not my place. I don't want to send any bad signals, Commander. Just, working on what I've picked up. You tell me if I'm going too far.
We haven't had much off-duty time to talk. You have an issue with how things are going?
I'm not questioning any decision you've made, Shepard. Let me be clear about that. It's just my experience that once someone lets something slide, it tends to pick up speed. You get my meaning?
Talk to me, Caden. You got a little black rain cloud sitting over your head.
I'll try to keep the deck dry. You know the records about the biotic training out on Jump Zero?
Oh, nice.
They're all classified. Because the Alliance made mistakes. After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. Hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and EZO. Forget trying to get the kids to move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs. And their choice of teachers didn't help much.
Really?
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Kinetics kept it a secret. They were afraid of what people back home would think, asking the Turians for help when we just fought a war with them.
The Asari would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak, so they discreetly hired some Turian mercenaries.
I'm sure Kinetics did what they thought was best.
It wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus. To introduce himself, he liked to say, "I was at the helm of the dreadnought that killed your father." Well, I told him my dad wasn't in the war. He'd retired to Vancouver. My family had an inland home that matured to New Beachfront. Vernus had it in for me after that. He cut corners, pushed hard. I mean, you either came out a Superman or a wreck. A lot of kids snapped. A few died. The point of all of this, I guess, is that when you cut corners, it's not always obvious who pays for it.
So why are you telling me this? Is there something I can do to help you get over it?
I'm 32, Shepard. You don't serve as long as I have without coming to terms with yourself. You also learn that if someone is special to you, you help them. Try to keep them from making mistakes.
Special, huh?
If I'm out of line, just say the word.
You're not out of line, Caden. But there are regs.
I get you, Shepard. I don't make a habit of complicating the chain of command. Just think about what I said.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
We'll talk later, Caden.
I'd like that.
This is just about general life as a biotic. Biotics possess extraordinary abilities, but they must live with minor inconveniences. The most obvious issue is getting adequate nutrition. Creating biotic mass effects takes such a toll on metabolism that active biotics develop ravenous appetites. The standard Alliance combat ration for a soldier is 3,000 calories per day. Biotics are given 4,500, as well as a canteen of potent energy drink for quick refreshment after hard combat. Another issue is electric charge. Electricity accumulated in Starship drive cores must be discharged, and so must the electricity in a biotic user. Biotics are prone to small static discharges when they touch metal. Unfortunately, human biotics also face suspicion and persecution, beginning with popular misconceptions that they can read and control minds. Biotics symbolize the humanization of mankind to people philosophically or religiously opposed to gene modification and cybernetics. Militaries are the only organizations that always welcome biotics, offering them huge recruitment incentives. It's kind of fucked up when you think about it. See, I don't have the Shadows of the Empire comic, but I do have the follow-up, Shadows of the Empire Evolution. And that's pretty good.
What do you want, Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to
No worries, Jetty.
To stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes, a meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
I take it he didn't follow that creed.
Sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
He was, until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You're trying to make me cry, Shepard. I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
What's so important about this armor?
It's a relic. Useless, really. But it was worn by 5 generations of my family before the war. It's rightfully mine. Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war. Now, it's in the hands of Ton Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
The harsh Krogan homeworld conditioned the Krogan psychology for toughness, just as it did the body. Krogan have always had a tendency to be selfish, unsympathetic, and blunt. They respect strength and self-reliance and are neither surprised nor offended by treachery. The weak and selfless do not live long. In their culture, looking out for number one is simply a matter of course. After the defeat in the rebellions, the very concept of Krogan leadership was discredited. Where a warlord could once command enough power to bring entire solar systems to heel and become overlord, these days it is rare for a single leader to have more than 1,000 warriors swear allegiance to him. Most Krogan trust and serve no one but themselves. The solitary attitude stems in part from a deep sense of fatalism and futility, a profound social effect of the genophage that caused Krogan numbers to dwindle to a relative handful. Not only are they angry that the entire galaxy seemed out to get them, the Krogan are also generally pessimistic about the race's chances of survival. The surviving Krogan see no point to building for the future. There will be no future. The Krogan live with an attitude of kill, pillage, and be selfish for tomorrow we die. Don't know if I would call that a way to live.
Commander, good to see you.
You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember the Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
What happened? Why were you investigating him?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the Cyclones. I remember this one L-Corps diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs, had the station in a bit of a panic.
Ew.
But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set.
Dang.
Somebody's making a killing out there.
What'd you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
You mean threatening? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. We just used them to make more organs. They wouldn't listen.
No wonder you hated it there. Those idiots just let him fly away.
Yes, they did. I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
I suppose I can see both sides. But what's done is done.
I suppose. Can't waste too much time worrying about it now. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salion?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that, but Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
The Turian homeworld Palaven has a metal-poor core, generating a weak magnetic field and allowing more solar radiation into the atmosphere. To deal with this, most forms of life on Palaven evolved some form of metallic exoskeleton to protect themselves. Their reflective plate-like skin makes Turians less susceptible to long-term low-level radiation exposure, but they do not possess any sort of natural armor. Turian's thick skin does not stop projectiles and directed energy bolts. Although life on Palaven is carbon-based and oxygen-breathing, it is built on dextro amino acids. This places the Turians in a distinct minority on the galactic stage. The Quarians are the only other known sapient dextroprotein race, the food of humans, Asari, or Solarians who evolved in levo amino acid-based biospheres, will at best pass through Turian systems without providing any nutrition. At worst, it will trigger an allergic reaction that can be fatal if not immediately treated. Oof. Man, that's rough. Garrus can't enjoy pizza. Alright, let's talk to Tally next.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Steren's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
We've still got a long way to go. You'll find something to take back.
Yes, but it cannot just be some derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
Am I a fan of Final Fantasy? Yeah, I haven't played every game in the series, but I've played 7 and 10.
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
So are you some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up, but it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
Played 7, 8, and 10, you're looking forward to the 7 remake. Yeah, so am I. Assuming it ever comes out on PC. I hope it does.
It must be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage. Something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
The work you're doing here is more important than anything any Quarian's ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
What was your father like?
It wasn't easy growing up as the daughter of one of the Admiralty. Even before he joined the board, he was a prominent figure. People looked to him for leadership. He had to set an example, and he expected the same of his daughter. Plus, he was pretty strict, a military man through and through. He never allowed me to settle for anything less than excellence. As a kid, I sometimes felt like he was pushing me too hard. But now I'm old enough to appreciate what he taught me. The world doesn't owe us anything. If we want something in life, we have to earn it.
Where was your mother in all this?
Mother was around, but she always seemed to kind of blend into the background. Almost like she was overshadowed by my father. He tends to do that to people. She passed on about 5 years ago. Some airborne virus that swept through the fleet. Happens sometimes when the filters start to break down. I think my father took it pretty hard. After she was gone, he became even more focused on his work. I think that was his way of dealing with the grief.
Sounds like a tough upbringing. You don't resent your father at all?
Like I said, it wasn't easy. My father's not the kind of person you bond with, and he wasn't around all that much. Too busy. People counted on him, and he took his duties seriously. Even when he was around, he always seemed a bit distant, like his mind was always somewhere else. Come to think of it, I can't ever remember seeing him smile. Not once. It's like he was always weighed down by all that responsibility. I mean, I know he cares about me, but he never really showed it, not in the usual way. I guess the best thing I can say about my father is that I respect him.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
You'll be playing it on PS4, give you a console any day. That's fair enough. That is your personal preference. I prefer playing all my games on PC, just because it's what I grew up with. You already watched it on YouTube? I have not watched it yet.
See you later.
Okay, law and defense first, then religion. Although the Conclave establishes civil law as much as any planet-based democracy, enforcement and trials are more unique. After the flight from the Geth, there were few constables to police the millions of civilians aboard the fleet, so the Navy parceled out Marine squads to maintain order and enforce the law. Today, Quarian Marines have evolved training and tactics akin to civilian police, but remain adept at combat in the confined spaces of a starship and fully under the command of the military. Once taken into custody, the accused is brought before the ship's captain for judgment. While the ship's council may make recommendations, tradition holds that the captain has absolute authority in matters of discipline. Most are lenient, assigning additional or more odious maintenance tasks aboard the ship. Persistent recidivists are accidentally left on the next habitable world. The practice of abandoning criminals on other people's planets is a point of friction between the Quarians and the systems they pass through. Captains rarely have another choice, with space and resources at a premium. Supporting a non-productive prison population is not an option. In the early years, many Quarian freighters were armed and used as irregular privateers. Civilian ships still show a strong preference for armament, making them unpopular targets for pirates. Though they have rebuilt their military, there are mere hundreds of warships to protect tens of thousands of ships. The Quarian Navy follows strict routines of patrol and takes no chances. If the intent of an approaching ship can't be ascertained, they shoot to kill. Religion. The ancient Quarians practiced ancestor worship. Even after abandoning faith for secularism, Quarians continued to revere the wisdom of elders. As time passed and technology advanced, they inevitably turned their knowledge to preserving the personalities and memories of the elderly as computer virtual intelligences. These recordings became a repository of knowledge and wisdom stored in a central databank and available through any extranet connection. They held no illusions that this was a form of immortality like all virtual intelligences. Their electronically preserved ancestors were not truly sapient. This was considered a surmountable problem. Sapience could surely be reduced to simple mathematics. Quarians began exhaustive research into creating artificial intelligence so they could learn to escape the bounds of mortality and give their ancestral records true awareness. Unfortunately, the life the Quarians created did not accept the same truths they did. The Geth destroyed the ancestors' databanks when they took over. In the centuries that followed since they evacuated their homeworld, most Quarians have returned to religion in various forms. Many believe that the rise of the Geth and the destruction of their ancestors were chastisement for arrogantly forsaking the old ways and venerating self-made idols. Others have a more philosophical outlook, believing that their race was indeed arrogant, but no supernatural agency lay behind the Geth revolt. Rather, the Quarians' actions wrought their own doom. Either way, every Quarian would agree that their own hubris cost them their homeworld. If you enjoyed Classic FS7, you'll love the remake. I know I did. Well, that's good to hear. And I'm looking forward to the Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition that's going to be coming to PC pretty soon. I'm really looking forward to that. I can't believe, like, someone apparently destroyed their desk over the announcement that Horizon Zero Dawn was coming to PC. I mean, come on.
Commander?
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure. I was just watching some mail from home.
Oh, before I go, we saw Caden in a news vid about the Normandy. He's cute. Later, sis.
Let's pretend this never happened.
Are you interested in the lieutenant, Chief?
No, ma'am. And anyway, Scuttlebutt says he's already sweet on someone. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Did your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I met Chief. First thing he did was salute.
What about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while Dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and Dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us, though.
You have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn.
Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
Where did you grow up?
All over. Same as you, I expect. We transferred a half a dozen times before I finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our friends every 2 or 3 years.
I was an only child, but I get the idea. At least one of my parents was always on duty.
Yeah, military families, eh? With schedules like that, it's a wonder we ever have kids anymore. Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did, Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vidmails, and I'd tell her to relax.
Where were you when this was going on?
I was on active duty. Sarah's graduating high school this year. This was only a couple of years back. They were on Amaterasu. At the time, I was assigned to Chernobog. Same cluster, but a dozen Hellwire away. Close enough to talk regularly, too far to make it back in an emergency. I couldn't afford a fast packet flight.
If he really liked her, he wouldn't be pushy.
Yeah, of course. If he didn't ask at all, I'd wonder if he thought Sarah was ugly. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed. She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
You're looking forward to the release of the Terminator fan game, TechCom 2029. It was set to release sometime in September before COVID. YouTuber Amanda Burke replayed and sent it to me from my TechCom account. Nice! I look forward to seeing it.
Why didn't you tell the police?
She said it wouldn't solve the real problem, and she and Mike would both become household names. It was a small colony. I said it was her call to make, that we should let her do it her way. Mom was pretty pissed about that.
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
Lynn did pistol practice, but didn't like it. She's kind of nervous. Sarah took Aikido. Abby decided to learn the sword. She always was a little weird. Likes big skirts and tops you have to tie her into. They do great things to her figure, though.
So, what did you learn?
One of Dad's friends taught me Marine hand-to-hand.
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
Lynn did pistol. They do great things to her figure, though.
You traveled all the way home to walk your sister to school.
You know, Tifa's well loved. She debuted around the time Trainer for Love Hewitt became prominent in your summer in ways.
My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her. I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk, and there's blood everywhere.
That's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell. Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was gonna end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. She hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before, not after.
Can female Shepard get intimate with female supporting characters? Not in this one. She can in 3, but only with one other character.
Your sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space.
And technically she came with Liara.
He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I have enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known. Cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
I never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 meters doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff. Just don't spread it around. Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home. Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though.
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
Your beliefs are your business. I'm your commanding officer, not your moral compass.
I appreciate that, Skipper. I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
The Alliance military is of great concern to the galaxy. At first contact with the Turians, they were completely inexperienced. Turian disdain changed to respect at the relief of Shanxi, where the humans surprised them with novel technologies and tactics. The human devotion to understanding and adapting to modern space warfare stunned the Staid Council races. For hundreds of years they have lived behind secure walls of long-proven technologies and tactics. The Council regards the Alliance as a sleeping giant. Less than 3% of humans volunteer to serve in their military, a lower population than any other species. While competent, Alliance soldiers are neither as professional as the Turians nor as skilled as the Asari. Their strengths lie in the fire support, flexibility, and speed. They make up for lack of numbers with sophisticated technical support, VIs, drones, artillery, electronic warfare, an emphasis on mobility and individual initiative. Their doctrine is not based on absorbing and dishing out heavy shocks like the Turian and Krogan. Rather, they bypass enemy strongpoints and launch deep into their rear, cutting supply lines and destroying headquarters and support units, leaving enemies to wither on the vine. On defense, the human military is a rapid reaction force that lives by Sun Tzu's maxim: he who tries to defend everything defends nothing. Garrisons are intended for scouting rather than combat, avoiding engagement to observe and report on invaders using drones. The token garrisons of human colonies make it easy for alien powers to secure them, for which the Alliance media criticizes the military. However, the powerful fleet stationed at phase gate nexuses such as the Arcturus are just a few hours or days from any colony within their sphere of responsibility. In the event of an attack, they respond with overwhelming force. Now that we've talked with everyone, let's see. Current rebellions in the Argus Row cluster, and Garrus's things in the Kepler Verge, but I'm not actually going to do Garrus or Rex's plots tonight. I'm going to go to the Artemis Tau cluster next, because Artemis Tau contains both our next main story objective and the side quest to kill, or to free, to kill the slavers for Nasada Dantius and find out if her sister's still alive. So let's go do that. Oh, duh.
Message for you, Commander. Just came in over a secure channel.
Shepard, this is Admiral Kahoku. I found out who set that trap for my men. The ones killed by the Thresher Moor. Damn, I hope you get this message. It was a group called Cerberus. An Alliance Black Ops organization. Top secret, highest level security clearance. They vanished a few months ago. Dropped right off the grid. Nobody knew where they went or what they were up to. They've gone completely rogue, Shepard. They're conducting illegal genetic experiments, trying to create some kind of super soldier. I don't have any proof, but I found the coordinates for one of their research worlds. I'm uploading them with this message. They're completely out of control. Somebody needs to stop them. I've done my part. Now it's up to you. This is probably the last you'll hear from me. Cerberus is after me now. I need to disappear before they find me.
Shit. He sounds scared. We're probably not gonna get to Cerberus stuff tonight. Titanium. Writings. You were scanning the planet Portland when the strange signal came from orbit. Navigator Presley determined the signal was from an ancient beacon. Your salvage team brought the beacon aboard and found one of Matriarch Dilanaga's writings in its storage compartment. Nice. I don't know where that puts us with those, but I think we're almost got the whole set. Anomaly first. Looks like we're gonna find another one of those writings. Darn it. Stupid minigame. Yep. It's not clear who lived here, but it appears to have been abandoned for some time. The container in the tent held, among other things, one of Matriarch Dilanaga's writings. How many more of those do we have? 5 left. Stasis is okay, I don't really use it that much. Reiterating your latest Terminator What If. Ooh, nice. I'll be sure to check that out once it's all ready. Just... No! Freaking make a... Thorium. Believe it or not, scanning these minerals is a very lucrative way to make a lot of money. And I want that Spectre gun. we've got company. Hello. No. I meant to do that. Out, shoot their cover. Darn it. Okay, just look, it's cute that you think you can kill us just like that, but unfortunately that was the easy part. You've been slacking, you've been hoping to have it done before Monday, so it's Trap can feature it on his Indie Monday stream. Well, good luck, I hope he does. Alright, nobody make any sudden moves.
Go, go, go!
Oh, okay, so it's gonna be like that. Oh. Oh, that works too. Sorry, slaver. My bullets are going all over the place. You also have a Star Wars What If. Nice. You could say it's a Star Wars Infinities. Huh. So Nasari was one of the slavers. Interesting. That's all of them down. Let's see what they were hiding up here. I'll sell some of my other stuff when we get back to Normandy. That is indeed what you call them. Nice. Turian and let's see, shotgun and a sniper rifle. I'll just make these only gel. Ooh, except for that, I'll take the biotic implant. might have a data terminal upstairs, or we might have the hostage up there. Let's find out. No one. Wasn't that hard. Oh man, I have to... that's okay. Sizable amount of credits too, nice. You discover evidence that the Asari leading these slavers and Nasana Dantius, an important ambassador on the Citadel, are sisters. You should return to the Presidium and confront Nasana with this. So she lied. It was her sister. Always meaning to detonate those during the fight, and I never actually get around to it. So next, and this will be my final, actually let's see if there's anything in these systems or if I already did this. Just because if I can square away the entire Artemis Tau cluster, that would be nice. So I think I did the Sparta system earlier for another side quest. Yeah, I think oh no, I didn't. Scans of the planet Pharos revealed an abandoned base on its moon. The recon team found nothing of interest, but much of the debris was marked with the Magna colony insignia. I guess that's all there was in this system. Unless I'm missing something. So I can't visit this planet. Well, that's fine. And I know I covered the Sparta system earlier. So let's go get Liara. It's highly likely that these planets have all already been surveyed. rich industrial world claimed by the Human Systems Alliance. Its plentiful heavy metals have fueled the recent manufacturing boom on Earth. Core samples, rich with the fossils of simple silicon-based organisms, indicate Therum was more habitable in the past than it is at present. Perhaps this explains the many Prothean ruins dotting the surface, most of which have been looted by mining corporations. It'd be a little interesting this time around. Bring Ashley and Garrus with us.
Commander, I'm picking up some strange readings. Really strange, like off the damn charts. It looks like it's coming from an underground complex a few clicks away from the drop zone.
Alright. I'm gonna take a minute here and just get rid of some old stuff that I don't need anymore. I'll need those for later because we are going to be fighting Geth in this mission. Alright, Garrus, let's give you... I can't give you a better sniper rifle. Alright. Welcome to Therum. You're heading out. Alright, have a good night, Jenny. Thank you for dropping by. Needless to say, if you fall in that lava over there, that's game over. Huh. Oh, this way. Oh, great. It's a Geth dropship up, and here come the armatures.
Take cover.
Not a problem if you know what you're doing. It's a lot of red.
This route's a no-go. They have tight gas cover.
So what you're saying is that they have the high ground. And maybe, but I have turrets. More specifically, this giant mass accelerator cannon turret on my ship. Not ship. Vehicle. Yes. Ah, yep. Okay, they got one turret shot off. Oh, that's a juggernaut. Oh, that was close. Juggernauts are a threat. Got it. Okay. Nothing in here. There's probably one in here. I can see it on the radar. That's right. Gate is open. You may proceed. That one remaining geth can just sit there. Sweet, another level up. Yeah, Therum isn't too difficult. Not yet, anyway. There are a couple of parts that usually trip me up later. Right now it's just a whole lot of these guys. I should be thankful these are just armatures, not colossi. So the Geth Colossus basically takes twice as much of a pounding as an armature does. They're not too dangerous if you know how to fight them, they're just a pain. Real damage sponges. And rocket troopers are more of a threat when you're out of the Mako. Speaking of colossi, I think that's a Colossus. Yep. It's a little bigger. It fires its main weapon more often, and it's taking a lot more punishment than the armature. Worth twice the experience, too. The silver lining is you will never, in this game, face a Colossus on foot. Oh, that failed. That didn't. That did. Alright, moving on. I don't remember the rides in the mine taking this long. Go in, we'll have to proceed on foot. Here we go. Stay sharp, everyone.
Hostile contact.
Fights are a lot more dangerous than the fights in the side quests. Usually in most of the side quests you can just make out your way through them. Sniper! Oh shit. Thank you, Ashley. Just how much I've relied on long distance fighting in this game until you take away my sniper rifle. I need Metagel soon. not putting my Shepard into pink armor. No way, no how. I don't care if it's stat boost. Here's the mine. For those of you who remember the demo back in 2006 when this was still called SFX, this part was heavily featured in the demo with the Geth armature looking a little different. Oh no, hoppers. This is the armature, kind of a miniature boss fight here. Okay, good, it's only one, not two of them. There's two armatures that would have died. Are you guys... oh my... move around, flank you. Then getting Metagel with each kill. Oh no. Thing is, you can't save in the middle of combat. Sniper dies first. Let's see. Oh no. Charging up his weapon. Okay. Oh. That's always a nerve-wracking fight, and the music doesn't help. One away from Master Overload.
We got them all, Shepard.
Okay, the game just saved here. I'm actually very tired, so I'm gonna go to bed, and next time we continue Mass Effect, we're gonna keep looking for Dr. Liarzoni inside this mine. So, have a good night, everybody, and thank you very much for watching. I should go.